You're watching DCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is NT&D. It is episode 89. I apologize, like I did on my unboxing video, if it is echoey, but I am here in the brand new Dave Cave 2.0, thanks to Harold the Puppet Realty Company. Shout out to Harold Puppet for helping me find a new home. It is great. It is the new cave is coming along. There's a lot of boxes on that side of the room. There's a display case that will eventually host my brawlers and my figures. It's going to be great. I'll give you a tour someday, but that day is not today. Today is for episode 89 because we've got a lot of stories to tell. We've got a lot of brawlers to talk about. We've got a lot of whatnot to talk about as well. So, yeah, fellas, welcome to my new home.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. It is awesome.
It is a pretty dope feeling. Like, I can be as loud as I want, and unless my girlfriend yells at me, I don't have to answer to anybody. It's fantastic. I had ice cream for dinner. Like,
Dave, come on.
I want to go back and tell my younger self, like, dude, it gets much worse. Just suck it up. But you know what didn't suck? Going to Grand Slam. Well, actually, it kind of did suck, but that's because it was a 5-hour show. Didn't need to be. So yeah, I went to Grand Slam and Rampage or Dynamite Grand Slam and Dynamite or Grand Slam Dynamite and Grand Slam Rampage, which was filmed on Wednesday, this 21st night of September, as Earth, Wind, and Fire would say. And they filmed also Dark Elevation. So you figure the show starts around 7-ish. Well, the doors open at like 6. Dark doesn't start really till 7:30. Um, and then you've got your 2-hour Dynamite and then you've got a 2-hour Rampage. And I'll say this, with the way the crowd was excited throughout for Dynamite, the way they all exploded during the acclaimed match, which we'll get to, everyone was shot after Moxley Bryan. Like they didn't want anything else. If you watched Rampage, you saw that they had the golden ticket battle royal. Hangman Page won. And literally after that, like half the building left because they all thought that was over. And that just proved that nobody watches Rampage because I knew right then and there they were like Mark Henry hasn't done his whole it's time for the main event. And I'm like, it's not over yet. So like half the people like left, and then we're like starting to trickle back in for the Ricky Starks Will Hobbs lights out match. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The Acclaimed winning the tag titles was just amazing. It was one of the loudest pops I've ever been lucky to be a part of. I'm trying to think of like the top pops I've ever heard. John Cena coming back at WrestleMania 35 stands out. Seth Rollins coming back from his injury to beat up Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules 2015, I think, maybe in that area, or 2016, I think actually. Dynamite's first show in Jersey, just because everyone was super hype, and I had the Tom said hi sign, so that helped. But yeah, after the Acclaim winning the titles, the crowd just kind of dwindled because we were all like, "It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen." Great Muda showing up made me pop big time. Although it was kind of weird because like there was a lot, like it was a good mix of people. And a couple people like, "Who the fudge is that?" I'm like, I'm the old man here, aren't I?
Yep.
I'll say this about Grand Slam: the venue. Let's just be honest here. Wrestling fans are not the slimmest of people. Tennis fans are. And so those seats are not designed for a larger person. So yeah, that's my first gripe about it. It was much better than last year where I don't know if we got into the arena as early as we did last year, but I remember like waiting online. Like it's very weird. So you go in, they scan your ticket, then you walk like a quarter of a mile to the arena, and that's where they do the security. It's really weird. So like you scan my ticket, now I can just go beat somebody up before I go through security. But the merchandise lines, the food lines were not that bad this time. Like I remember last year, I don't know if I got to bring up the photo. But last year, the food lines, the merch lines, obviously this was New York's first show. So they were all super excited for it, obviously, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Um, it's got to be here. Hold on. Where is so they were really bad at pouring beers last year. I vividly remember. Um, trying to get this off the screen. So yeah, folks, that corner on the screen, that's actually my phone. Oh, wait, can we? Yeah. So this was the beer they poured me. Look at all that foam, baby.
Oh my God. It was probably like $13.
Yeah. I refused it. I was like, no. You guys can pour me. First of all, they poured it out of a can. It wasn't a draft. They poured it out of a can into a cup. So don't give me that whole we're being more environmentally friendly BS. Okay. And it was warm. I'm like, this year they served a cold beer can to me, didn't even open it. Like I understand, like some places are like, oh, we have to open it. Like I was at the Yankee game earlier today, and they're like, I was like, yeah, we do have to open the beer. I'm like, no problem, go for it. It's one less thing I got to do. But yeah, this year they just gave me the beer can, no problem. Heineken, fabulous.
That's great when it's closed still, because then like you could put it in your pocket when you're walking around.
Exactly. But I get why they want you to open it because they don't want you like kind of hoarding beers or what, I guess maybe. It's just why like you can't have like six at a time like under your seat, like go to another thing, if that makes sense. But um food's okay. We had some pizza. Again, it was okay, nothing mind blowing. Average stadium price there. But like I said, it's down by City Field in Queens. And no disrespect to Mets fans. I know you guys have waited a long time for seeing like this, but your parking areas suck. Like the whole Tom, I don't know if in your time up here that you ever went down to City Field or Shea Stadium.
I think baseball's a sad excuse for a sport.
Watch it. Okay, so we'll stop talking about baseball before we get really offended, Tom. But like, just if you go down to Yankee Stadium, you find parking garages there. There's lots. Whereas City Field, there's like two lots. If not that, you're parking miles away, and it's bullshit. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Um, there's not good signage for parking there, and it's absolutely atrocious. And City Field and Arthur Ashe, whatever, need to fix that. I paid $50 to park in a sketchy ass lot, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a very easily accessible area. Whereas like every other arena I've ever been to, every other, stadium I've ever been to, parking it's expensive, but it's accessible and it's easy to figure out. So
When Rampage was in Grand Rapids, it was at the Van Andel Arena downtown Grand Rapids. And anytime there's an event there like WWE, AEW, anything that I've ever been there, there's a parking garage. Caddy corner across the street, $12. I've never had a problem parking there. It is incredible. Can I park on the street for free? Sure. Or for cheaper? Sure. Am I going to get that close? Nope.
Yep.
So like,
and I know
$50 to park is insane.
And it's New York City, so I'm not surprised by it. But I know they have like there's the 7 train subway that you can get right there. So if you live in the city or close by, you can grab that from Grand Central Station. But for people who live now Dutchess County or Westchester County, about an hour, a little bit more north of the city, it's a pain in the ass to get to. Like it's not that convenient. Like the drive's okay, but it's more once you get down to the area that it's the big pain in the ass. Like Yankee Stadium, like I went to today, you take the Metro North train, it drops you off right at the stadium. MetLife Stadium in Jersey, where WrestleMania was for WrestleMania 35 and 39, 39, 35 and 29. That's it. There's a train you go from to Grand Central, go over to Penn Station, take the train, Jersey Transit, drops you right off of MetLife Stadium now. But yeah, so parking needs to improve. I'm just on that principle alone of like convenience of getting there. If they're going to do shows in Newark, like they're doing Full Gear and Rampage before Full Gear, excuse me, I might skip Arthur Ashe next year, just because like, yeah, it's fun to be a part of that crowd, but it's a long night of wrestling. I checked because like so basically my time hop and Facebook memories came up for last year's Arthur Ashe the day after this year's. And so I noticed that Margaret last year yelled out Adam Cole, Bay Bay outside of Arthur Ashe at 12:15 last year. we were still in the arena at 12:36 this year.
Wow.
So I'm like, geez. Like, you could have made Rampage 1 hour. We don't need Dark Elevation.
But like, so you messed up coming in early for the elevation. You should have rolled in there right when Dynamite was starting.
I mean, it's tough to. I mean, there were people that were doing that just because I got out of work at 3:30 and just went down right after. But to the person that works till 5 o'clock, it's not doable unless you live close enough. I know our friend the Macho Verse was there. Weren't able to meet up, but I know there's a wrestling show coming up to this area soon, so hopefully he can come up to that. But yeah, it's just getting down. It's one of those things, like, I don't care how good of a show you put on. If I don't enjoy myself the rest of the time getting there, if like I'm not excited while I'm getting in, there's a problem.
Yep.
But yeah, it was but overall the crowd was great. The crowd was on fire during Dynamite. I don't know how well it reflected. I haven't been able to watch it back yet.
Dynamite came across really good on TV. I thought it was going to be louder. But like, it came across pretty well. I mean, you heard the pop for the Acclaimed, and that was loud. I think I just expected. Here's my issue with American wrestling fans compared to like the English, like Clash of the Castle. In the UK, I like when the wrestling fans are constantly chanting and doing songs, and it's more fun and exciting. And I just don't know why that hasn't come over here.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, although during the Acclaim match, you did get the "Oh Scissor Me Daddy" chant, which is, by the way, best-selling shirt of the night, because I saw that all over Arthur Ashe's tennis grounds there.
I was laughing, thinking to myself, I was like, how many kids do you think got suspended from school this week because they were like, "Sister, yes"?
Wait, hold on. I got to get the piece of paper, because where I was sitting was the official scissors section. I had a guy come up. He came up the stairs holding a stack of like papers. He went to Kinko's. Some of them said scissor section, or you got the scissors. And like the whole section is just going nuts with these. And it was just, I'm like, that man stopped at Kinko's, got all these copies made, and they're probably like, "What the fuck, sir?"
Yep.
Oh,
there's a meme going around about Billy Gunn is the only wrestler to have two shirts that get people, or two catchphrases that get people suspended from school.
Billy Gunn getting people suspended from school for 20 years.
He's a 2-time suspended scissorer.
We'll see if I get suspended at grad school when I go in on Monday.
Oh, jeez, Tom.
Please like, scissor me.
What's up, Professor?
Scissor me, Dr. Reverend.
Holy jeez, Tom, the fuck. But yeah, so that match was definitely a lot of fun. It's one of those that you figure the result, and if it happens, you're super hyped. And like, it's one of those, like, you can ask Margaret. She wanted to go to that show because of the Acclaim. She knew that was going to happen. It was
might be. I mean, you could say like maybe Wardlow or somebody, but they were like jobbers on Dark, and now they're like the most over tag team. So that's like might be AEW's, like, it's got to be on the top list of like homegrown talent that they.
Yeah, and like Twitter's kind of going nuts, like, they're nothing, they're no one, blah blah blah. Like, no one knows them outside of WWE, and or they're outside of AEW, and I'm like, that can't possibly be true. If you're a wrestling fan in general, I feel like the Acclaim to glory, or whatever you want to call it, their critical acclaim is so big right now. Like, Castor and Bowens are, I think, the hottest tag team in wrestling across promotions right now.
Oh yeah. Like, I think there's a good chance, just based off of what I saw and the amount of shirts I saw, the "Oh Scissor Me Daddy" shirt, that has got to be a top 10 seller for Pro Wrestling Tees this year, I would bet.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm just curious. I want to bring up.
I don't think there's been any other shirts that have been talked about as much.
They had their jerseys released.
I want that jersey.
For Wrestling Tees. Let's see, top sellers this year. I'm just bringing up ProWrestlingTees.com.
Danhausen.
So top sellers of the year, other than the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast shirts available at ProWrestlingTees.com / the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast.
Zero.
CM Punk, the Ringer T-shirt, is number one right now. Then it's the Mr. Grab Bag, and then the botch shirts, and then the CM Punk, it's the Ringer shirt, but it doesn't have the black rings on it, just the plain white tee. Then All Elite Baby. Then the Best in the World CM Punk shirt. It's pretty much the Ringer shirt, but it's in black. FTR Living Legends, Punk's hoodie. Danhausen, Very Elite, Very Evil. Scissor Me Daddy Ass. Send Hook. And then, wow, House of Black stained shirt. Interesting. So yeah, that's kind of your top 10-ish, if that is accurate at time.
And if you get rid of CM Punk, it's, which I understand CM Punk being the top seller for the year. I forgot he debuted.
Yeah, then it's Adam Cole, baby.
That's weird. That's weird to me.
I bought that shirt the next day.
Yeah, I just want, let's go back to Dynamite and Rampage. I enjoyed Dynamite. I think they did a very good job. I expected more out of the Mox Danielson match.
It definitely ran over because I don't know how it ended on TV. Because I'd like to also just say this is a programming note of how they did it. They showed promos during Dynamite. Apparently, they did not show those in the arena. So you guys were messaging in our Patreon chat, patreon.com/WNRDB, about Trina. That Diamante said was her secret weapon. They did not show that in the arena. So when she came out for Rampage, nobody knew who she was. We're all like, who's this?
Yeah.
I'm seeing this stuff on Sean Ross Sapp tweet out holy crap, they got Trina. I'm is she supposed to be somebody? So that's why in the arena, at least, I don't know how it appeared on TV, that felt so flat. And I felt bad because that's not Jade's fault. That's a production problem. They didn't hype that up to the people who are supposed to react in the arena.
I don't know. I think it's weird they're bringing so many musicians in now.
It's New York City, and New York City is
but it's not it's not the first time, but I don't know. I'm
not let's face it, no offense to Action Bronson or Trina, but they're not
they're not Snoop Dogg.
Well, I'll say this. Action Bronson at least makes sense because he does Hook's theme. I have no idea who Trina is. Action Bronson came out and rapped him and Hook to the ring, which was cool. And he was on beat, I think. He seemed a little off at times.
A little off, but that makes sense.
Performing, I'm sure between the adrenaline of performing as it is and then the additional adrenaline of going to wrestle in your first match definitely has you jittery. But I'm there were other promos when like I said, I haven't watched back Dynamite or Rampage yet. I have them on my DVR, but you have to give promos in the arena. They do that in WWE. Why did they not do that in Arthur Ashe?
Yeah.
So,
I didn't watch.
But as you were saying with the Mox and Danielson thing, I believe the way it ended was it looked like Danielson, because they showed the little trademark sticker at the bottom right corner when as it goes off the air. It looked like Brian and Mox were about to fight. But Danielson takes the belt and puts it around, shakes Mox's hand and then puts it around his belt, his waist. And then if you want to see what happened after that, you can go on this channel, check out the video that I filmed of what happened after Dynamite went off the air. And then they filmed Rampage. And that's basically what happened. I yawned.
Back to that match real quick. I think it would have been more effective if MJF wasn't out in the crowd, but on the ramp or at commentary, so it would have given me more excitement, and it would have been fine if I was let down. Even if he teased going to the ring, it would have given me more excitement for that to happen. Because it's oh shit, something's going to happen. But he's in the crowd, knowing that stadium and how it's laid out, he's not getting to the ring.
Exactly.
I would have loved it if he was on commentary during that match, and maybe not even on commentary, maybe just sitting on top of the ramp. And at the end, he stands up, starts to walk forward, and leaves.
Well, my thought is this, and I kept like checking the time because basically where I was sitting was on the hard can. Like if you're watching TV, you could see me. I mean, obviously I was way up, so we couldn't see MJF below us. So I had to rely on those camera cuts, and it looked like they were cutting back and forth a lot. And Max was just doing a different meme look every time, and it was quite hilarious because I wound up watching that screen more than I watched the ring just to see where Max was. And my thought was, at first when he came out and interrupted Wheeler Yuta, I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. But when he came out and interrupted Wheeler Yuta, I thought to myself, okay, he's probably not going to cash in. Because imagine if he just doesn't come out until that main event and doesn't cash in. You're going to think the entire time, oh, he's going to get, and then the crowd could turn like, where's MJF? Where's MJF? So he's in the building. It's not going to be a surprise at the end run-in. And so as it's going on, I think it's good that they had MJF where he is, so people can oh, he's not cashing in because he's too far away.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, go cash in, come on. You kind of give up on that when there's 5 minutes, when it's 9:55. I'm like, kind of, he's not cashing in. He's just gonna stand there. I don't know if they showed it on TV, but at the end, like I said, afterward, he does hold up the chip.
I don't think they showed that.
Well, yeah, like I said, it felt like it got rushed at the end there a little bit, but
and they kept saying, and they say this all the time, we're gonna go as long as it needs to, overtime if we have to.
Oh, they got the match done.
I know, but I was expecting something.
Yeah.
Because they said that every couple minutes.
Yep.
I was expecting something more. It was a good match. I wasn't super invested in the match.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fine. Dynamite was fine.
Dynamite was great because they were about 5 matches, I think, in total. I think what you could have done was they opened with Claudio versus Jericho, which I think, first of all, just to touch on that really quick, I think making Jericho the champ, it helps Ring of Honor in the long run because the same way it helped AEW secure a TV deal, like, oh, look who we've got. We've got Chris Jericho. We've got a big star. He's our champion right now. So I like to think that Ring of Honor is coming back sooner rather than later. And they're just going to repeat the process in a way. I'm not even saying that Jericho has to be the champ for long. If they're coming back for conversation purposes, say they made Rampage the Ring of Honor show instead of Rampage. You could have the next pay-per-view in December, whatnot, Battle for Glory, call it. Do Claudio versus Jericho then, and then you can have Jericho drop the belt.
Nope.
No.
Here's what they should do.
Give him all the belts.
Jonathan Gresham takes the belt off Jericho. Because all that drama that happened, I didn't know nothing about the guy. But all the drama that happened with that is if you get him to come back and say very anti-AEW, very pro-ROH, very he's just there for ROH, and takes the belt off Jericho, boom, you've got all your ROH loyalists back loving it, not worrying it's just an AEWB show. It's its own thing, and it's saying our guys are just as good as AEW's guys.
I do like that. I can get behind that.
What if it's Daniel Garcia that beats Jericho for the Ring of Honor Championship?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
It seems like that's what they're building to.
You could definitely do that.
Or hear me out. It could happen.
Shane McMahon.
Bailey.
John Cena.
I seen the trade.
Yes, fans, folks. The proposed trade is this: that John Cena gets to accompany the Acclaim to the ring for one verse on a rap with Max Caster, and then in return, AEW will send William Regal to WWE to announce that War Games is coming back for Survivor Series.
Can we appreciate William Regal on commentary? I
can't because I didn't get to hear it.
No, in general, I sent the group chat, Twitter, a tweet of edited William Regal flirting with Excalibur, And
Very good.
William Regal is so funny. I want that man on commentary. So get rid of Jim Ross. Put William Regal on commentary all the time, and you will continue to have my money.
I think William Regal, so when NXT first came on the WWE Network, they were still trying to find the footing of who would be the commentary team. And I'm pretty sure, it was William Regal was one of the color commentators. It would rotate between, William Regal, Renee Paquette, Corey Graves, Rich something. He was, one of the
Rich
eventually
Bikini?
became more renowned. What's that?
Rich Bikini?
Was that him? He had the slick back hair. And
he used to always
glasses.
do the house shows, the pineapple loop in Florida or whatever.
It
he was
may have been him.
Announcer. I guarantee that's who it was.
Because he was very good, and I'm pretty sure
He's
William
on
Regal
MLW now. He's
Oh, okay, yeah, I think that's him.
No.
William Regal was on there. Matt Bloom was on there. And eventually, I'll say this: I don't watch or didn't watch NXT UK, but Nigel McGuinness was fabulous as a commentator. Fabulous. Him and Michael Cole calling
William Regal calling Excalibur the beautiful masked guy. Never calls
Man in the Mask.
Never calls him by his name. The Man in the Mask, looking so luscious today.
Excalibur.
I'm like, that's all I want.
Oh, by the way, I would just like to say when MJF was running down Wheeler Yuta and he tells if you want advice from William Regal can help you give you advice on how to pop pills. Literally, everybody was just oh, and before everyone could say fuck, you just hear the mic drop and punches being thrown. And we're holy shit. And I'm somebody in this section back there took way too far offense. So, but yeah. But what I think, so the whole purpose of me bringing up that Jericho Claudio match, I think what they could have done is lead off with Mox and Bryan and have the Acclaimed be last. Because I'll say this, one of the things that they talked about in the press conferences when they first, in the Jacksonville parking lot and in Vegas when they announced Double or Nothing, they said we're going to prove that tag team wrestling can main event shows. Tag team wrestling has not main evented one pay-per-view yet.
Mm-hmm.
Main event a thing like this. Because I guarantee you people would have been more invested in that ending. And of course you had the confetti as well. I know it's the world title, but at the same time you had Kenny versus Danielson in the opener last year at Grand Slam just to be in a tie.
It would have been cool, and it could have added to the story if you had Mox Danielson open.
Exactly. And you know what? It would have got all speculation out of the way, oh, Max isn't cashing in. It makes sense if he's going to cash in to be a main event spot, but it
would have been cool. I think that would have been cool for the Acclaim to have that moment too.
Absolutely. I think so, for sure.
nothing against Swerve and Keith Lee, whatever, they're fine. They're good to watch. I think it was the right move, and I think it was long overdue taking the titles off of them.
Yes, absolutely. Do we think Saraya is going to wrestle? Saraya. Is it Saraya?
She tweeted it.
Oh, okay. Is she going to wrestle?
Yes.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I hope so. But you'll notice that nobody touched her in that ring.
I know I've read a lot about that. Here's the thing. You can't spend that money on someone like her to not wrestle.
No, it makes sense.
Can't, and I'm gonna say it, and it's gone through the group chat too. I'm so over the memes about the fact that she had a sex tape get leaked. It's not funny to me. I think it's gross, and I don't like it, and it's all over the internet. I'm so excited. I was never a huge Paige fan. Yeah. I enjoyed watching Paige wrestle. I think she's fine. I am very excited to see what they do with that, because she's got a feud with Britt. It's got to be a feud with Britt Baker. That just to me seems like what they're going for.
I'll say this: I hope she can wrestle, because the last thing I want somebody to do, and I've said this countless times, when I retired from Panis in 2019 and I came back, I understood what that goes to, when you retire from something that you love to do and that you think you can still do. And I'll never knock him if I come back. I just hope that she is health. Like, I don't want to see her injure her neck in any shit. Or I think it's her neck that's her problem. I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, come back, do your thing, but God, I hope she's cleared, like officially. You know,
And
that's. I mean,
multiple doctors clear her.
yes, like it's got to be multiple doctors because, like, again, you've seen Bryan Danielson; he goes through rigorous testing and whatnot. You know, WWE wouldn't clear him. Now,
And
allegedly, from what I read as well, that WWE was interested in bringing Paige back prior to All Elite bringing her in. So
supposedly Edge and Paige's injuries were like very similar, like
yeah,
from what I've heard at least.
Yeah.
yeah. So
I would love to see her wrestle. Because like when she came back to WWE and was just like a mouthpiece, it wasn't doing it for me.
no, because you know she's capable of so much more.
Good wrestler.
Yeah. So I would say oh my God, I forgot she even came out. Because I didn't enjoy that match at all.
No, that was definitely the slow match of the night.
And that's a
Because
shame.
they took some weird bumps. You knew the title wasn't changing hands off Toni Storm. Britt took a nasty bump that it looked like when she had Athena and Toni Storm up, like Athena, or no, when Athena had Britt and Serena Deeb up, she fell on Britt's face and broke her nose. That's what it looked like to me. But yeah, it was just one of those that kind of got caught in the middle things.
It's annoying because they want to pump their women's division, but like I just feel like they can't get their footing.
No.
And it doesn't make sense because there's so many talented women.
Yep. And my biggest gripe about the women's division is Jade Cargill is the TBS champion, but only wrestles on TNT.
And
anybody else bothered by that?
Has not had one legitimate match.
No,
I guess Athena, but like
with Athena, Ruby Riott.
Yeah, but
I mean that was for the title. I think.
I don't think she's as bad as everybody. I mean, she's green, but
but I'll say this:
not worse than Anna Jay. Anna Jay is just as bad as you.
I'll say this though: Jade carries herself and presents herself extremely well, and that's what it is. Like Hulk Hogan is not putting out 5-star bangers. John Cena was not putting out 5-star bangers, but because they carried themselves with a main event presence, I think that's why Jade is where she is.
That's why she's exactly.
She is that big. Did was give her a mouthpiece, give her a stable, give her other people like
She doesn't even need a mouthpiece because she talks pretty well. I think it's in front of a live crowd that she struggles.
Cut the shit Tony stuff. It's so over. It's so old. They're censoring it now. It's so
cut the stuff, Tony.
We only got so many shits to give.
It's just so annoying. Like you don't need to start every interview with the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like give me something new. I think they've got a damn good women's division.
Yep.
Like Ty Conti is an incredible athlete. Ruby Riott is an incredible wrestler. Athena, I don't care for her. She's great. Serena Deeb, I don't like her, but she's great. Like, I just think they need to spend the time and dedicate it to building storylines with the women because they're just not.
Well, I think the problem is, I think they're kind of in a holding pattern because I think what it's going to be Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm when she comes back. You've got the slow burn between Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, and then you've got Jade Cargill. What are we going to do there? Well, the rumor I've heard is that they build this divide between Britt and Jamie. Jamie eventually beats Britt, and then Jamie eventually beats Jade Cargill for the TBS title. So you could do Britt versus Britt versus Jamie at Full Gear, and then that gives you enough time to hype up Jade versus Jamie at, I think it's New Year's Slam Dash or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which would be the 1 year mark of when Jade won the title. Like, can she go end to end? Can she go end to end and win and hold the title? But just my thought on it.
I like that.
See ya. Of course, let us know your thoughts on what Rampage and Dynamite meant to you. If you thought it was good, if you thought it was entertaining, let us know your parking disasters in the comment section below. Crate talk. We want to talk about the crate.
This shirt is awesome.
By the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched my unboxing video already, what's wrong with you? Hello, Jonathan Mayer. Good to see you. And yeah, if you don't want to know what's in the crate, don't look at Tom's shirt right now. So
That shirt is great.
you've been warned.
That shirt is okay.
Star of the crate for me. Greg the Hammer Valentine bottle opener.
That thing is
I
fantastic.
wish
I haven't
had one
opened
right
it yet.
now because I don't have a way to open this.
Is it flat? Does it bend a lot, Tom, or no? Like, is it a sturdy handle?
It almost looks like the same material as a brawler, like the actual
So rubber.
rubber, yes.
Well, but I'm saying like
Yeah,
just at the end though. But like the handle,
is
solid.
No, the handle's solid up to here.
Okay, so it's got enough to grip onto. It's not as bad. Like it's not like the Lucha Brothers one and the Hangman one that they've got that you like have to hold on. But like it's not like the Lucha Brothers or the
no
like one that you. So that's 3 bottle openers they've given us in crates. Fantastic.
Some
Johnny Gargano pin.
I'll say this: it'd be cool if that hammer was actually functional.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
This sticker was pretty cool.
That's a cool sticker. I like that.
Yeah, I like sports. I didn't open the autograph, so I don't know who it is.
It's Tyler Breeze. Sorry.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
It's Tyler Breeze, who I predicted.
This was a good brawler. I wish I got the chase. This is one of the only ones I wish I got.
Yes, I'll agree with that. I do like the chase better.
The brawler. I just got the docs.
Frank.
Make it right, everyone.
Just kidding.
You know, is anyone else bothered that there's red boots on that?
I don't know.
Just because of the cut. Like, I mean, I know he's like he doesn't always match his trunks and boots with the robe, but I'm like, it kind of stands out a little much on it. But
safe to say that we've hit the maximum amount of Ric Flair brawlers that we need.
I think you can do one more. I don't want to agree with it, but I think the guy that said the Ric Flair drip. I've said that if anyone is to be immortalized in the gold form, in brawler form, I think it would be Ric Flair. Yeah. I think you could do one there, and I do like the name of it as the Ric Flair drip. That'd be pretty entertaining there. So yeah,
he's only what 2 away from Macho. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for Macho. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, including the chase for Flair.
Got to count how many Brian Myers there are, though. He might be in front.
I think Flair's.
I think Brian Myers is close.
This is such a good brawler.
That's so good. My only minor thing is the hat on the side. It's too far out. It looks like a sombrero more than a cowboy hat. If you're just looking from with what, you can bring it in a little bit.
Whatever, man. You're just being a baby.
It's minor details. But as we mentioned, the Ric Flair brawler, you could have bought all 8 on Whatnot through Pro Wrestling Teases Whatnot, and that's now. Here's my only complaint about that is, it went on at 5 o'clock,
6 Miami time.
6 Miami time. I was busy trying to get into Arthur Ashe, so those of us going to the show couldn't really watch the Whatnot. But from what I heard, that 8-pack,
it was insane.
Like the prices, it makes the majors look like the dollar store.
Yeah, I mean, some like T-shirts were going for like $250.
Wow, were they like worn?
No, they were just one of one because it was like, well, this shirt we've never printed on red, so here's a red version. $250.
They sold a Britt Baker brawler. It was the last one. They said this is the last one in the warehouse that we have and stuff, and it went for like well over $100. And I'm just like, why? Like.
You know what it is? I think it's the fact that it applies more to the majors than pro wrestling. I mean, obviously Cole Cabana has the pull too, but you could say like, "Oh, I bought this from Cole Cabana." Like I have the Jake Hager figure sitting over there. I bought it from Mark Sterling. You know, that's it cost $20, but I could say I bought it from Mark Sterling. You know, so that's kind of cool.
Group of all the flares. They even said on there, they were like, "Oh yeah, all these flares go for $50 a piece, and then all the chases go for $100." But you can literally go on the Pro Wrestling Tees website right now and buy some of those flares for $20.
They were pumping the brawler community a lot, so
yeah, they were.
I just wish they would say, "Hey, it's the Micro Brawler fan group on Facebook."
So
I kept commenting it, but I did claim to fame. I made Colt Cabana pause and laugh. And he said, "Why did I stop and read this comment?"
It was funny. It was a very good comment.
"Hey, Colt, will you read us the script, the plot to the movie National Treasure?
Just so random.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a good movie. If you've never
Yeah.
seen National Treasure, I highly recommend it. The
That-
best. What's that?
that whatnot was crazy though. I like whatnot because I don't go into it thinking I'm going to buy stuff because I know I'm not going to. It's too expensive. And
Yep.
like on the bigger whatnots, I get that it happens. You've got thousands of people, hundreds of people, whatever. But like I enjoy just watching it, and it was fun seeing people be excited. It was definitely disheartening how much shit people were talking to like the people who were winning.
Yeah.
Like, listen, man, you're just mad. You're mad you don't have the money to win. Like,
Yep.
I get it. There were things that I wanted, but did not have the money to win. I would have loved Colt Cabana's elbow pad. I
Yep.
would have loved that.
Oh, somebody said, like, can I buy it without the autograph?
I couldn't afford to buy it for more than $50.
How much did it go for?
Like
More than $50,
probably something like that. I think
There's several $100s.
Colt's a good showman. I'll give him that. He's a very good
You
showman.
know, it's interesting. Like Whatnot's interesting because you've got like that the major ones, but then like you go on people like random Whatnots. I got a really cool Vader figure for $4,
Yep.
and it came from Canada. Like that's cool.
David Hop.
Like, but even Hop has done some cool like things. I won a giveaway on Hop's thing, and I bought something else. I don't even know what I bought from him, but like that's cool. Like it wasn't. Yes, I will be very transparent. Hop, I think prices things close to like eBay resale prices, so it's not like bidding. You're not getting a deal. And I think the conception of Whatnot is, and it's wrong, is that it's to get a deal, and that's not it.
No.
Unless you're a group like the majors or Pro Wrestling Tees, where you could start it at $1 and you know damn well you're going to get more than it's worth.
Yep.
But like people like Hopper, like I want to sell my Funkos on Whatnot. I'm going to price them at what the Funko app says they are because I don't want to lose money.
Yep.
And if I've got to price it $1 or $2 lower, sure.
And I think one of the appeals of Whatnot, like you said with the Pro Wrestling Tees one, what you got to make Colt Cabana laugh. I know we've gotten some interaction with Cardona and Myers and Sterling on the major or whatnot. So I think it's like if you go back to our childhood, like when they used to sell those books, like, oh, you can send fan mail to Michael Jordan. Here's my Ryan Crossley prop for the day. There we go. Boom. If you want to send fan mail to Michael Jordan, you can send it to this address. Whatnot. Now it's like how Twitter was and still is to an extent, and now Whatnot can be.
Call me
that you get to
hotline.
Exactly. You can interact with your favorite wrestler or whatever, and interact with them in live time and be able to elicit a response from them. So but yeah, so that's definitely on their card. I think it's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. is their Whatnot going forward. So check them out.
Another one brawler going up next week, they said.
Another one brawler. Ooh, yeah. Somebody spent $1,000+ for the Cardona and Myers Stomp in Paradise 101.
Which, like, you know what? I get it. I'm not mad about it. It makes sense to me. Yep. I think it was like so stressful that other people were bidding for the second one. So I'm like, yo, if this person spends $700 or $600 on one, and they're a tag team, like maybe don't be a dick and just like let them get the other one. Like,
I agree with that, but
I was so stressed out. But I also get
it was
like,
Cardona running
Brian
up those
Myers.
prices.
I would pay more. I would pay for. I don't even like Matt Cardona as much to do that. Like, but out of the two of them, I'd probably bid $5 more on Matt Cardona's than Brian Myers.
I thought that it's a bargain kind of because I know people that paid $1,000 for wedding brawlers. So,
yeah.
These are one-on-one prototypes.
Robbing the bank right there. Robbing the bank.
I actually thought that it was a pretty decent price. It went for lower than what I thought.
I thought each one was going to go about $1,000 to $1,400 each.
So, it's a cool item for your collection. I mean, if you're a true brawler collector, this is something that
they were loose. I'm assuming, right? They weren't like sold in like a case or anything.
Nobody else has these. These are something that makes your collection stand out.
And they look cool.
And I'll say they you know what they look like? They look like Chia Pets. Like you just got to sprinkle the seed on somewhere and watch it.
They look like the pint-sized all-star chases. That's just all blue and all red, but like well made.
Oh man, no. My only thing about Whatnot is I wish they would change where you have to like press to chat, because it's too close to the bidding button, and I'm
so
like
close to the bidding button.
I'm too scared to chat while a bid's going on. Like I won't say anything. I'll drop in like I know I on the Pro Wrestling Tees Whatnot. I dropped in like, oh, join the Micro Brawler fan group or watch the Wrestling NRD Broadcast, and I've done that on the Major Whatnot app as well. But like I do it in between bids because I don't want to accidentally spend $5,000 on a pair of Matt Cardona's Ringworn socks. No offense.
During this Whatnot, I was watching it on my phone, and then I like went to go get something out of the kitchen and left my phone sitting on the couch. And I come out, and Owen has a thing with like phones now where he likes to just swipe randomly on them. He actually bid on something. It was only like $50, and I was like, oh my god! But luckily, I got outbid pretty quickly, and I was able to like fix the situation.
Because I'll say this, like I put in like I remember a while back, they sold a couple of Star Wars toys on the Major Whatnot, and I remember like I put it like I kept bidding a couple times. And like I went to bid, and it said all of a sudden it's like at $80. You don't realize how fast this thing's going up. And I'm like, oh, I'm at 10, I'm at 20, okay, 40 max. Oh shit, I hit 80.
Well,
oh my
sometimes
god!
Someone will put like if it's at $10, someone will just go 40. Yeah, and it doesn't like
you don't realize how quick it jumps.
Yeah,
it's fast.
It's
That's why like I prefer to do it on my computer over my phone, so this way I can like kind of type around. But yeah, if you're on your phone, watch out. Don't have Vienna sausage fingers like. But
it's how I ended up with a couple things from the Major one that I didn't actually want.
It happens. I think I've only won one thing on the Major Whatnot. I'm pretty sure, and it was the Jake Hager AEW Unrivaled doll. So, but yes,
I won the Major Bendy, the Cardona Major Bendy, because I wouldn't have paid for that. It's so ugly.
It happens. But yes, let us know your adventures of spending your money frivolously online. How are you, Jonathan Hodap? Of course, let us know what you thought of Dynamite or Rampage. Let us know what you think of the Pro Wrestling Great. Check out my unboxing video. It's on this channel. Hopefully I don't yawn throughout that. Of course, check out our merchandise, ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling NRD Broadcast. Join our Patreon, Patreon.com/WNRDB, where I will eventually mail out these pogs, I promise. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, WNRDB, The Wrestling NRD Broadcast. And of course, YouTube right here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the bell, the ding-ding to be notified so you never miss a great video that we post. Leave a comment below. Just watch the video over and over again. That's all I ask. We want views. Give me the views.
And buy my toys. Buy my toys. I'm selling so many toys. My toys.
Yes, Tom has Funkos for sale. I bought one from Tom. Week. I bought Funkos from Tom. They are priced to move, folks. And Tom is. I will give you this. I gave a review to somebody in the Micro Brawler fan group about DDJ. I will give another 5-star review to Tom. He's awesome. He says hello. He gives you great deals on Funkos. So there you go, Tom.
And my pins. I'm selling all the pins. Buy the pins. And
I'm saying, if you've got enough cash there, you might be able to talk him out of those Bailey Buddy Thunder Sticks.
Also, you want these brawlers? Let's make a deal. Buy them all, one shot. That's the only way I'm selling them, but you can have them all. I'll include the nail polish racks and give you bonuses.
Yeah, he'll throw in a Harold the Puppet sticker, maybe. You never know.
I'll throw in your own Harold the Puppet.
Poor Gerald.
Let's talk. But yeah, so that'll do it for this episode of the Wrestling NRD Broadcast. We miss you, Ryan. We're sorry you're still in timeout. Thanks to Gerald. But yes, until next time, on behalf of myself, Dave Canning. Yeah, we hate you, George.
I better not say it too loud, though. You might hear me.
My security camera just went off.
Oh, no. So yes, on behalf of myself, DaveCTheVoice, the founding father, Nick Carpenter, and the man, the myth, the legend, and the handler of Harold, Mr. Tom Sasso. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because like Kevin Hart said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
Scissor me, daddy ass.